Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome. Today we
Ramagade, legede, oh, Rabosatala, Brosagade, Lika Brazandala, Jesus. Papa Godo.
The struggle and how it has affected other aspect, right? So today our goal is to bring you all these stuffs and let's listen to how we can decipher what legacy does Biya really want to leave for Amazonian people and the people of Cameroon. There are a lot of things that we're going to talk about, but you guys have to listen so that you understand how Biya has destroyed the Cameroon, the country of Cameroon, and also the country of Amazonia. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Share.
Oh, make we pray. 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 Prayer is a key. Hey, Jesus. Killing every day. We are killing ourselves. Every day na bum 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 bum. Every time na to. Oh, we don't tire. Father, fight for us. According to your word in Exodus 14:14, it says you will arise and fight for us, and we will all be so. Papa, give us victory. If you go for Munyenge, everybody then are for bush. Munyenge know the exist, oh. I can know. You go for Papa. Oh, houses they don't burn them down. We'll be render homeless. Hey, yeah. You go for a corner. They did broke now from house to house. Anybody that meets up a more. Ya name not die. Now wait till we do. Now wait till Bambenda them do. Now wait till we do. Now wait till Southwesterners do. Everybody don't run you because of wuru wuru. Everybody don't run you because of patata. So many don't go on exile. Hey, yeah. So one day for refugee camp, for every nation for this world. When you go there, you go see them. So one day for street. So one day they sleep for moto for Nigeria. You go see them there. Papa God, oh when gazume, yes so we're a wow. Oh make we pray, oh make we pray, oh make we pray, oh make we pray, oh make we pray. Prayer is a key. Hey Jesus, make we pray.
Start the show.
Oh, yes, so. But I'm about when you change. I'm a wabba menda. Better for one sote. I am a yasa west. Better for one baba. I'm a way pona. Chiwan more chuban grege. I'm a yana wamunenge. Bufaton and never jimashi. I live in a world, papa. And never chimble for tono. Masuna patico. And you my make we number two. Oh, yes, so we're a wow. Yes, so we're a wow. Kaya we're a wow, baba. We're a wow. Yes, so we're a wow. My village, my gym, that's our west and northwest. Bufatona she, Bufayadame. Yes, so we're a wow. Berenbunga again. My year of one by Gunga again. And when I Gunga again, and when I qua, and when I survive. Yes, so Christo. Papaya, we're a wow. We're a wow. Papa, we're a wow. Northwest and Southwest are damaged.
They are damaged.
Where we go run to? Papa help us, deliver us, Papa. Oh, give us victory. Victory is all we ask. Papa, give us victory. Oh, money for you some more. In a day, even chop for chop. In a day, better water for wash. In no even day at all. Even the one for three. In a day. Now.
Today is a very special day because we want to emphasize about the very, very poor legacy that Paul Biya has left. And we still see the effect of the poor leadership today. Okay, so today we're going to be exploring the future of Cameroon, the long-standing presidency of Cameroon that has offered very, very unforeseen circumstance, political, social, economic, that the people of Cameroon are left spellbound. They don't know what to do. They are left in a situation of limbo. Okay. Of recent, we all heard how Biya defied the speculation of his death. We saw him in Yaoundé, but we saw attention was shift towards his economic, political, and his social achievement towards his death. What did he achieve after 42 years of hostage, taking the people of Cameroon hostage, taking the people of Ambazonia hostage? We saw that there was full of mischaracterization, misinterpretation of, some people call it idolized image of immorality and mortality. Because you see somebody who is frail, somebody who is incapable, somebody who is incapacitated, but you want him to come and stay there despite his age. You know that he can do nothing. But if you look at this event from 1982, ask yourself, what has Biya achieved? There are lot of people who tell you that they don't understand what is going on in that country. Maybe the people of CPGM can answer those questions. Because from historical fact, the historical context will tell you for 42 years that Biya has been in power. Biya have not done anything in the institution, the governance, and the civil society. Of recent, you saw how the Cameroon has plunged into civil war and war with Ambazonia for the past 8 years that Biya himself cannot resolve for the past 8 years. Then you see the CPDM still trying to maintain their legacy of a failed state in power. Okay, but what can you talk about this? Because the Cameroon governance, the poor status quo of a failed state, is seen right in Biya's leadership, and they are trying to make believe that Biya has done something good. That's when I saw the going to celebrate Biya's movie of a film documentary in Bamenda. I'm like, what are these people doing? Instead of looking of way to change the governance, change what is the status quo for something different, you are still celebrating failure. I tend to ask myself, how do you celebrate failure? Because when you fail, instead of correcting what you made wrong, the documentary film showcasing Biya's President Biya's legacy of failure was quickly transformed into a CPTN rally. Then they are trying to paint a picture of how he has been doing well. But taking a closer look, a close examination of the images shown in Bamenda that I saw, I I saw it was a known, something of a non-participatory kind of a mood, right? Where people were just, you saw the look on their faces, they were not happy. It's as if they were forced that, hey, you have to appear there. If you don't appear there, you will not see a salary for this month. That is how bad the governance has been in Cameroon, the corruption, the societal decay that we see. And the CPDM is a new normal to people in Cameroon. That anything that's happening there is just okay for them. It doesn't matter if it concerns poor governance or bad governance. It doesn't matter if it concerns corruption. It's okay. The societal decay, it's okay. Okay? That is how it has been. Then the governance for the past 42 years, Paul Biya has left a country affected with regional relations. That is why you see the up north, the northeast one, their own state. Down south, you have the people, the Bamileke say they want this. This way, you have the Douala and the Bassa say they want this. And that is how the state have been. For the past 42 years, you have seen this Biya's leadership of marginalization, exploitation of the people of Southern Cameroon, while the people of Francophone side of things of La République du Cameroon have been made to be divided and rule. Okay, that is the modus operandi of Biya, where you have that kind of identity issue. Okay, and then putting making the government composition be so tribalistic. Okay, and then they call it national unity. What national unity? When all the major position, if you look at 50 ministers in Cameroon, about 30 are from the Betty Bolo clan. What form of national unity are you talking about? I don't understand if the national unity is about you putting your people in position of power and the other people just stay there and watch. I don't know if when they talk of national unity, that's what we are seeing. But I don't understand if national unity is that we know. There is not. Because the legacy has failed. And we see it keep failing, right? We see it keep failing. If you look at what is going on, you will see that Biya's legacy has woefully failed. Okay? The societal decay is glaring, right? Yes, it's glaring. And that is why you see all these things happening there in the country and people don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. The people want to keep the government of the to maintain the governance, irrespective of the poor leadership, the poor things that is going on, right? Then talk about the economic policy and the consequences. Okay. Yeah. So since Biya took over power from Aijo, Biya even declared economic crisis even when he started leading. Since 1986, after 4 years of his leadership, he officially acknowledged that there is economic crisis. So what happened? From that time, that's the first time that we start hearing what is called economic crisis. Yeah. So what happened after 4 years of Biya taking power? There was economic crisis. So when you look at these, you start understanding that everything that Biya took from Southern Cameroon plunged into mismanagement, plunged into misappropriation. The way that we saw Marketing Board fell, the way that we saw Medino, all these companies from Southern Cameroon, the banks, Cameroon Bank, all these are things that Biya was handed to. But Biya crumbled them. Look at our airports in southern Cameroon, Tico Airport, Bali, Manfe. Look at these airports. Where are they today? We had seaports. We had seaports in Mondimba, seaports in Limbe. Where are those amenities? Everything is destroyed. And I still don't understand, what are these people going to celebrate of somebody whose legacy has been of failure for 42 years? You go and celebrate a documentary film to show that what he has done. So I don't understand if the film was about his failure or about his achievement. Then I tend to ask myself, what are you people doing? Because somebody who has failed, you have failed in doing everything economic speaking. You see even the international community, the World Bank, everything, is putting Cameroon on the side of risk. Of recent, I saw in Italy, European countries have started telling you, don't invest in Cameroon because there will be transition. There will be this, there will be that. They are warning their countries. Why? The economy is not stable as we speak. And because they are still holding the people of Southern Cameroon spellbound, the people of Southern Cameroon are part of the economy. You plunge your country, plunging everything into abysmal failure. This is what we talk about failure. If you look at the youths today in Cameroon, what do they think about? Nothing. All what they think about is to go and drink, go and sleep, go to a bar. Even the civil servants, they don't think about nothing. You give them their salary of 100,000 CFA. They go to the next bar and drink it. It's finished. They wait another month, hand to mouth, hand to mouth. The society of La République du Cameroon has been built on beer, alcohol, drunkenness, and unemployment. Okay, then on productivity. If you drink, there's a lot of frustration or the lack of aspirations. The future of the people has been put to question when it comes to this. The youth's unemployment is only rising. The youths don't have future. The majority of the youths, if you ask 90% of the youths of La République du Cameroon, 90% want to travel. If you give 90% of the youths visa and passport and a visa, they will take it and travel. Why? Because there's no hope in Cameroon. They are hopeless. There's unemployment. There's nothing for them because the old haggard people have taken over. They have blocked the future of the youths. The younger generation don't see why they have to stay in Cameroon. From the time that we travel, in the early 2000s that we travel, think of it. We travel because there were no opportunity for us. It's the same thing today. More than 20 years, the same thing stands today, where children are still traveling because there's no hope for them. There's no hope. The civil societies have no say. The opposition have no say. If you go to you try to assess the effectiveness of these opposition parties, they have been the huge crackdown on this political movement to make sure that there is a one-party system, and having that one-party system, there's no election. So when I see people still talking about Elecam, talking about this, they don't exist. How can you have a one-party system that you're talking about Elecam? What Elecam are you talking about? Elecam that all the members are appointed by Biya. Think of it. So when you talk of 2025 election, people coming talking about election, I just laugh. I say these people don't know what they're talking about. Think of it. Media freedom. Who has a freedom to even talk? Freedom of expression. Journalists have been beaten. Look at the way Martinez Zogo was killed. Look at the way Wazizi was killed. Musicians. Look at the way Longa was tortured. Look at the way the other musicians have been tortured to stay silent. Is that the country you're talking about? Celebrating 42 years of achievement. Achieving what? Achieving failure? How can you celebrate failure? There is nothing. Corruption, poor governance. What are you talking about? How many member of government today that needs to go to jail? How many? Tell me one that you see. After Biya, most of those members of government, their next resident will not be France, will not be Europe. They will go to jail. Today we hear that most of them have taken their families abroad for fear of the unknown. Of course, they know what is going to happen after Biya leaves power. It's not going to be easy for them because they are part and parcel of the regime. They have contributed to the failures of that regime, the corruptness, the embezzlement of that regime. There is no excuse for that. Because when you are accomplice of bad governance, you will pay for it together. Okay? The implication, the consequences of that regime, the ramifications of that regime, bad governance, poor governance, lack of public trust, that government, you are going to be part of the consequences. You can't say it's only Biya and his family. No. All the ministers, all the generals, as you are part of it, you're going to be part of it. That's why when we say corruption is not only in a certain area, but look at what is going on. The Southern Cameroon struggle has become something for money making. Okay, I want you to listen to this guy and you see what I'm talking about. People use the struggle to make money. They use this war to make money. They use any aspect in Cameroon. They can squeeze any money that they can squeeze from anything that is going on in that country. Look at the COVID gate. How many people went to jail because of COVID money? From top to bottom, the people are squeezing what they can squeeze from that money of COVID. Look at this other aspect of Glencore. How many people have gone to jail because of Glencore corruption scandal? Nobody. Look at this struggle now that we have. You know that people are corrupting, a lot of embezzlements going on. Let me play this. I'll translate because this guy is saying exactly what we are talking about here. Most of these people are the people who want this war to prolong because they are making huge sum of money. The people of Cameroon think that they are fighting a war in Amazonia, whereas these are the people who are taking the war and eating the crumbs. They are eating everything and they give it their people crumbs. Take a listen.
Et même si Ayabacho est traduit devant la Cour pénale internationale, ce qui est sûr, là maintenant je m'adresse à Ferdinand Gongo, à Mbayou Félix, à Tanganji, à Émile Mbankui, le colonel Mbankui et à Petit Assomo, qui est ministre de la Défense. Écoutez-moi très bien. Vous pensez que si Ayabacho est aujourd'hui traduit devant la Cour pénale internationale, pensez-vous que vous serez épargné? Pensez-vous que vous serez épargné? Qui finance Ayabacho? Qui livre les armes à Ayabacho? Ne sont-ce pas les services secrets du Cameroun? Le matériel roulant que les ADF, qu'ils appellent souvent les Akamanto, le matériel roulant que les ADF, c'est-à-dire que le groupe armé que dirige Ayabacho, Ambazoan Defense Force, le matériel roulant que ces ADF utilisent, d'où il provient? D'où provient ce matériel roulant-là? Ne provient-il pas de l'armée camerounaise? Ne provient-il pas de l'armée camerounaise? En décembre 2018, l'ADF d'Ayabacho Lucas Les ADF ont enlevé des combattants agissant sous le commandement de Samuel Sako et Comé. Leurs mains ont été nouées derrière le dos et ils ont été exécutés sommairement par les gars de ADF. Comment ça s'appelle? Ça s'appelle une exécution sommaire. Parce que même quand il s'agit d'un combattant, on ne le traite pas de cette façon. Tandis qu'un combattant sur qui on met la main, on ne le traite pas de la manière dont les ADF ont traité certains combattants de l'Ambazonian Restoration Forces. Tandis que des Ambazonian Restoration Forces à Guzan, au marché de Guzan, c'était je crois le 15 décembre 2018. De qui provenaient les ordres de traiter ces combattants de la sorte? Si ce n'est de vous là, qui est à Yaoundé là, qui dirigeait depuis Yaoundé là. De qui provenaient ces ordres là? De qui provenaient ces ordres là? Banku Emile, toi le voyou là, le bandit là, le narcotrafiquant là. Si Ayabacho se retrouve aujourd'hui devant la Cour pénale internationale, tu penses que toi, tu seras épargné? Il va vous verser là-bas, et à Tanganji, Limbayou Félix, des Paul Tasson, il va vous verser à la Cour pénale internationale, parce que vous êtes ses complices, vous tous là, les Ngongo Ferdinand, les petits Assomo, les Banku Emile, les Ekoeko Maxime même qui est en prison là. Vous êtes tous des complices d'Ayabacho. Vous êtes ses complices. Donc si Ayabacho doit être traduit devant la Cour pénale internationale, vous allez le suivre là-bas, à la haie. Vous allez le suivre. Vous allez le suivre là-bas. Les Ngongo Ferdinand, vous allez vous asseoir là-bas devant les juges de la CPI. Aux côtés d'Ayabacho, vous allez répondre des crimes que vous avez organisés en Ambazonie. Il n'ira pas seul. Et vous passez le temps à tromper les Camerounais en leur disant que non, Ayabacho sera traduit devant la Cour pénale internationale. Pourquoi vous n'avez pas reconnu la compétence de la CPI? Pourquoi vous refusez de ratifier le traité de Rome? Je m'adresse au Ferdinand Gongo et à toute sa bande là. Pourquoi vous refusez de ratifier le statut de Rome? Et aujourd'hui, vous venez annoncer aux gens que oui, machin, Cour pénale internationale. Vous n'avez même pas honte. Vous n'avez même pas honte. Et vous envoyez votre avocaillon là, le brouillon là. Hein? Celui que les fonds publics ont sauvé de la banqueroute là en 2020. À Baristan Salai, il passe se faire ridiculiser là-bas devant à l'ambassade de Norvège aux États-Unis. Au lieu de dire la vérité aux journalistes camerounais. Il vient dire que dans la Norvège a promis de coopérer, machin. Non, la Norvège n'a rien promis à personne. Vous avez tous lu, on a tous lu ensemble la correspondance, l'accusé de réception qui a été adressé à Baristan Salai. Donc si vous lui avez donné de l'argent par rapport à ça, pardon, il faut qu'il vous dise la vérité sur ce que l'ambassade de Norvège lui a dit. Il faut qu'il vous dise la vérité. La Norvège dit que non, nous on est prêts à collaborer avec la CPI, mais c'est à la CPI de formuler la demande. Et maintenant, pour que la CPI puisse enquêter sur les crimes de guerre, les crimes contre l'humanité dans le Cameroun anglophone, il faut que le Cameroun ait ratifié le statut de Rome. Il faut que le Cameroun ait reconnu la compétence de la CPI. Est-ce que vous l'avez fait? Non. Et vous demandez à la Norvège de livrer Ayabacho parce qu'il est citoyen norvégien, parce que la Norvège a ratifié le statut de Rome. Non, ça ne suffit pas. Les crimes pour lesquels Ayabacho est accusé, les crimes pour lesquels Baristan Salai accuse Ayabacho d'avoir commis, où est-ce qu'ils ont été commis? C'est au Cameroun, c'est dans ce que vous appelez le Cameroun, les régions du nord-ouest et du sud-ouest, entre guillemets. Mais est-ce que le Cameroun a ratifié le statut de Rome? Non. Alors la Norvège va coopérer à vos bêtises, donc, et vous mêlez même la Norvège à vos conneries là, à vos bêtises là, que vous organisez avec Baristan Salai. Baristan Salai, là, il est de la famille présidentielle et sa maman est de la même famille que Jean-Irène Biya. Hein? Est-ce que vous le savez, vous qui m'écoutez là? Maître Emmanuel Salai, sa maman est de la famille de Jean-Irène Biya, l'ex-épouse, la défunte épouse de Paul Biya. Voilà pourquoi on lui a confié le marché là, que va traquer les Ambazoniens qui sont aux États-Unis.
That's very, very revealing, you know.
Sa maman est de la même famille que Jean-Irène Biya. Est-ce que vous le savez?
Yeah. A lot of revelation there is that some of us have to understand. Okay. Yes, a lot. It's, you know, like I just mentioned, right? He just explained everything because most of these members of government have contributed in one way or the other in supplying materials to some of these rogue fighters, like the Tanganji boys, those people who are supporting Paul Tasson has his own fighters, the Mbayo Felix, all these guys, they have their own fighters, Emi Bankwe, all these guys. They have boys that they pay, that they sponsor materially and financially to go and commit crimes. Okay, and that's why when you look at the structure of this crisis in southern Cameroon, most of the atrocities that you see that have been committed in have been committed by these same people. They sponsor it to make the struggle or the people of southern Cameroon look bad. They will say, oh, for example, when Florence Ayafor was killed, the guy, the female guard who was killed, right? The guys that say they killed Florence Ayafor came forward, but they were not the real guys. They just go and cut some few guys and say, oh, these are the guys that, then they had to say, okay. But the real guys that did that act, they were known because they said they were members of the ADF and so on, right? Until Ayaba came out and handed them, say, yes, and these are the guys that committed a crime, blah, 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 blah. But this is in complicity with Emi Bankwe, because they have that link, okay, to say, okay, we will give you this if we do this kind of action. They have different projects that they carried out, and those projects have their own mission. Okay, they want to show the international community about, this is done by these particular people, or this particular Amazonian resistance fighters committed this crime. This is what they are talking about, and so Emi Bankwe, we all know he is one that ordered these operations. Okay, he's the head of the SEMI, right? The military torture chamber, Emi Bankwe. When Florence Ayafor died, you saw the way Florence Ayafor died. I don't want to go back to that. He was the one who ordered, because they wanted to change the narrative, let the people be against the struggle. So most of the killings, if you look at it, Ngabu massacre, Pinyin, Ekona, Kwakwa, Kumba. You saw the way they killed the students in Kumba. All these are things that are operations that the government carry out. Okay, then they have, Emi Bankwe has a special forces. Their job, they dress in civil. They don't wear uniform. Their job is for special operations. They go and carry out these operations. Okay, but what this guy is just saying is that all these people will be held accountable, because he said that most of them were sponsoring Ayaba and his ADF group. That's why you saw sometimes even you saw the ADF had even the hillocks. They had even you see, and those sponsorship was coming. That's why there are many things that Ayaba was supposed to be part of, but he never wanted to be part of. The other leaders, when they called for meeting, Ayaba never attended. He never, even during the time of Seseko, he never approved Seseko. He says Seseko is too young for him. He cannot approve Seseko. The same thing happened even with Sako. Ayaba never approved Sako. When the other leaders came, Ayaba never approved any leadership. Why? Because he wants to stand alone, so that he will be man alone. He will want to be a one-man soldier. And that is what has put him in trouble now. Because what he was doing, he never had control. Nobody had ever had powers to control Ayaba. He had absolute power. And that is why when they talk of absolute power corrupt absolutely. That is what has put Ayaba in trouble now. So when we look at these events, you see how this Paul Tasson, Atanganji, Emi Bankwe, all these guys, Betty Asomo, the guy of defense, Eko Maxim is in jail now because he was accused of the journalist, killing the journalist. So all these are things that we are trying to bring about, and these are just what I'm talking about. That these guys are all involved in this mafia business of that they call war. That's why they don't want to go for negotiation, because the money they make, they are making a lot of money from this war. And they will tell you that there is a war going on. They don't want to go for negotiation. They don't want to go for negotiation. They want to continue milking people, taking people's livelihood, and the people of Cameroon are suffering just as the people of Amazonia are suffering under the hand of these barbarians, these blood suckers. Blood suckers. Okay. And when you look at the effect of this crisis and the conflict in Southern Cameroon, how this thing has gone to some extent, the militarization, the humanitarian crisis, these are things that these people have caused, right? And they will be telling you, oh, the leaders don't want children to go to school. Oh, this is it. But look at this violence. Look at the role that the international community has tried to come in. The Cameroon government has rejected. The Swiss-led negotiation failed. The Canada-led negotiation failed. Now there's no negotiation going on. So that they should continue milking the money coming from the military side and money coming from this. That's how they are making money in this struggle. Okay? And, you know, they will tell you that this is... I'm just happy that this recent event of Longe, of all these musicians that were tortured, Martinez Zogo, all these, the crimes are so many. But the head of those crimes, Emile Banque, the head of that Semil, okay, all these guys, Edgar Alain Mebengo, these are the people, the guy of the police. They are behaving the same like Jean Fauchive, who has been replaced by Emile Banque. The same assassination, killings, torture, maim, mistreatment. That is the same way that government operates. And you understand what I'm talking about. Why they don't want any form of negotiation, because they want the war to prolong, to keep them in power. They'll continue what they are doing. But there will be time when they will have no more power to do anything, because there's time for everything. Okay? They should understand that, because no matter what happens, anything has its beginning and it has its end. Okay? So, thank you very much for listening.
Ça va, et toi-même?
Woman they depart for inside bush. Now picking they too, where they know they even go school. But when they say children are the leaders of tomorrow, and we go be leaders, we will not get book for head. Oh, make we pray, for prayer is a key. Oh, make we pray. Oh, make we pray.
Make we pray.
Pastors, make we pray.
Make we pray.
Apostles, make we pray.